If I told you that I had to jump out of a moving car to save myself from what will become the worst date experience I ever had, you probably wouldn't believe me. But anyways, let's get into this tea. I have 5 lessons that I learned from that experience so you don't make the same stupid mistake that I did. Before you go out on a first date, ensure you do a background check on the person that you're going out on a date with. Because he's a doctor, banker, lawyer, doesn't mean that he's actually a decent person. This guy was a banker, so I felt, oh, responsible job, responsible person, decent human being. No, he wasn't. Now, it's very possible that you might not know anyone that knows him, so you need to take these next 4 lessons very, very important. As far as it is a first date, make sure that you fend for your transportation to and fro the venue. Yes, he should meet you at the location and you should come back when you're done on your own. Don't put yourself at the mercy of anybody when it comes to transportation. I don't think someone that you don't know very well should be come to pick you from your house on the first date. He shouldn't know your house. Imagine if the date doesn't go well and now somebody knows your house. People are psycho. People are actually psycho. I made that mistake. He came and picked me up and refused to take me back. Why? Because I refused to sleep in his house that night. This leads me to my next point. Stand your ground. Whatever principles you hold dear to you should not be broken on any first dates. If you don't want to do anything or if you're not ready for anything, make it clear and stand your ground. So on this date, this telling me to come and sleep over at his house on the first dates. I don't even know how to spell your surname, for crying out loud, and you want me to come and sleep in your house? Who does that? So he was pissed because I refused to stay over at his house, and then he said he was going to drop me off some random streets. Maintain your standards from day one. Any single red flag you cite, the date has not even started, you've already started seeing red flags. My dear, let that date end there at that moment. On this date, he came and picked me up and we're driving to a restaurant. I knew the way to the restaurant, right? So we're driving to the restaurant and then this man decides to drive past the road that was going to lead us to the restaurant. And I asked him, oh, why are you driving past the road that's going to lead us to the restaurant? And then he says, I need to go to my house and drop some things. Mind you, he never told me he was going to his house. That should have been my cue to end that date then and there. Sometimes you've started seeing Shege, right? But you really want to see Shege Pro Max. There's no need. The date is not going anywhere.
Get ready with me as we talk about my worst first date story. It is truly a doozy. So let's set the scene. I was 19 years old, still in college and newly single, and I was ready to get out there. I had just met a guy on Hinge. He was tall, dark, and handsome, 6'2", living on his own in the local city near my college. And he had a whole ass degree, he had his own place, and he looked like he just had his shit together, and I loved that. He was also a few years older than me, and I loved that I had somebody more mature on my radar and that maybe it would go somewhere more serious. Spoiler alert, it does not go past the first date, but let's keep going. Since he was in the city and I was driving in, we agreed that I would come by his place, we would have a drink, and then go out to dinner. Now, I know you guys are gonna say, I know that was stupid. I should not have agreed to meet at his house. We should have just met straight at the restaurant, but he seemed so eloquent and so well equipped to actually be mature enough to just meet and then go, so I was willing to entertain it. Hindsight's always 20/20. I get there and I am dressed to the nines, ho. I have a bodysuit on, heels on, makeup beat, hair did, I was ready to go. He walks down to come grab me and he is in Donkey Kong sweatpants and a matching Donkey Kong sweatshirt. Now, I am not a judgmental person, but to say that I was disappointed would be an understatement because this was our first date and my first impression was that he put no effort in. So here I am, already have the ick. We go upstairs to chat over a couple drinks and I say, okay, that sounds great. When and where are we going to dinner? This man goes, oh, actually, I went out last night and I'm super hungover. I drank way too much tequila. I threw up out of the Uber car. Basically asked, would you be cool if we stay here and just watch movies? Now, I already immediately have the ick, but especially because I wanted something mature, I wanted to be taken out, I wanted a real date, I was super annoyed, and I was like, okay, I guess that's fine, but you knew we had a date tonight. He said he was gonna make it up to me, and that for tonight, let's just order in, he'll cover it, and that basically, we can just get to know each other. We're getting comfy, we're chit-chatting, and he said, let me put on a show just so we can, have background noise. He puts on a show about cults. Not baby horse cults like murder cults. I'm immediately uncomfortable. There's Luigi posters in his house. It is just getting like really weird and I'm getting kind of scared. Guys, there's even a sweat fetish involved and it just gets all the weirder. Go to part 2 to finish my look.
Let's do a little story time before I go into work. So I went on a date last week. Now, mind you, I've been out of the game for a minute. I just got out of a 5-year relationship a year ago. So during that entire year, I didn't really see anyone. I didn't go on any dates, and I just started getting back into the dating world. And Lord, do I seriously wish that I did not go on this date. For reference, this guy is older than me. I like to go for older guys. I do appreciate a more established, mature man. My first issue, as soon as I see this guy and I'm walking toward his car, I see the fit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I say like some water shoes, like in the shape of like the Birkenstock clogs or whatever you want to call them, that shape, but like a water shoe, okay? And I'm dead fucking serious. Mind you, we're going to Jersey City to have dinner, so I'm not really sure where the water shoe even played a part here. With a plain t-shirt and some like really soft fabric cargo shorts, okay? I'm ready to run. I'm ready to run. There was just no effort, okay? I'm a t-shirt and sweats girl myself. I don't care. But like the first date and we're going to dinner, I just couldn't even believe it. Has a Tesla. I've never been in a Tesla. So the guy opens the door for me. Thank you. How sweet, right? Like what a gentleman. What a gentleman. We go head our way to Jersey City. Now I fucked up. I should have never gotten into this guy's car. Usually don't do this. I usually drive myself because I know better. But I was like, you know what? Let me try. Let this guy pick me up, right? Chivalry is not dead. The entire way to Jersey City, this guy is talking about himself. I think the most I really said was, oh, yeah, wow, nice, like, you know, just in agreeing to the things that he's talking on and on and on about, not really asking me any questions, not really engaging. Like, this is not a two-way street conversation. We get to Jersey City. I'm already not feeling it, okay? I'm uptight. I'm in the car like this. It's just not going down. So we get to the place. I do not order a drink because I'm fucking ready to go. I do not order like any appetizers. Usually I'm like chips and salsa, chips and guac, none of that, okay? We are getting straight to business because I'm ready to go. So I order my 3 little tacos and he gets a water as well and his tacos. At dinner, the conversation is subpar. Again, all about himself, what he does, blah, blah, blah. Not really asking me any questions. Really only asked me if I usually date older men, if my ex was older, and how long we were together. The bill comes. He pulls out his card before the bill even gets to the table. But when the bill gets to the table, he's like, oh, well, since you picked such a good spot, like, don't worry about it. It's on me. Thank you, sir. Thank you for my $6 meal. He wants to go for a walk after. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this a real quick walk. As we're walking around, this guy is completely disregarding my safety or even like just basic politeness. Like, he was walking ahead of me, still talking to me, but like talking to me like back from the side. It was just so weird. Like, he asked me like, oh, do you have to be home at a certain time? Mind you, I work a full-time job, but I also have my business. So I'm like, oh yeah, I actually do have to get on a marketing call later this evening, so I do have to get back. So he's like, all right, great, we'll make it a quick walk. We'll just do like a loop and head back. I'm like, fabulous. As we're approaching the vehicle, I'm expecting, and that's probably my fault, I shouldn't be expecting, but I'm expecting for him to open the door for me again. So I get to the passenger door and he gets in the car And mind you, I've never been in a Tesla, so excuse me, I don't know how to open the effing door handle, okay? So he opens the car reaches over and opens it from the inside. Boom. I'm like, oh, sorry, I've never been in a Tesla. He says to me verbatim, oh yeah, that's why I initially opened the door for you when I picked you up, not because I was trying to be a gentleman. Let's take a moment of silence for this jerk. What? Oh my goodness. Legit says that to me. I'm like, yeah, this is never fucking happening again. Never. On the way home in the ride, again, talking about himself the entire time. And I'm just, the entire way. I get home. I'm like, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. Have a good night. Get out that car, run to my car, and act as if I'm going to my office, and blocked the shit out of him. I've never blocked someone so fast in my life. I don't understand why people go on dates to only talk about themselves and not get to know someone else and be so rude. I've never experienced anything like this, but this was the absolute worst date I've ever been on. From the water shoes, to the paying the bill, to the I'm not a gentleman, I just opened your door because you're an idiot. Whatever, but you know what? I had to share because I know a lot of us on here have these experiences, and I wanted to share my horrible experience. After that, I deleted the dating apps, and I can actually say I'm probably not going to go on another date for a really long time.